Hello everyone, it's Paul from Lone Wolf Media, and today I'll be doing another Game of Thrones video, this time on why Jon Snow will be king. But before I get too far into this video, I'm going to warn everyone that there are spoilers ahead. At the end of Season 6, we see Jon Snow declared king in the North. We also find out that he's the son of Rhaegar Targaryen and Lyanna Stark. It's unclear whether or not he's their bastard, but I'm assuming he's legitimate because Rhaegar and Lyanna probably got married somewhere along the way. As the son of a Targaryen prince, he does have the bloodline to legitimize him being on the Iron Throne. Besides, Robert Baratheon had Targaryen blood in him, and that's how he got his legitimacy. So, not only is Jon king of one of the Seven Kingdoms, he also has a claim to be the king of the realm. But why should he be king? At the beginning of Season 5, we see Tyrion and Varys talking about who should be king. Varys' criteria for who should be king is someone who's stronger than Tommen, gentler than Stannis, someone who can intimidate the High Lords, who cares about and is inspired by the people, and has the right family name. Varys' criteria of strength yet gentility is something that Jon embodies. He's not only strong militarily, as he is a capable commander, but by no means perfect, but he also has a strong sense of fortitude, even dying for saving some wildlings from Hardhome at the end of Season 5. His willingness to die for doing the right thing for his people is exactly what Varys is looking for. Jon commands respect from the Northern Lords, and he's also not afraid to distribute justice where it's due, even to the point of hanging Ollie, a boy who betrayed him. He retook Winterfell from Ramsay Bolton and had him killed. He has the authority to keep lords in line. The second reason for why Jon will be king is because he can sympathize with the common people. There's one particular part of A Game of Thrones which is left out of the show which I feel is important to Jon's understanding of the commoners, but nonetheless I think this aspect is embedded in the Jon Snow of the show. In the beginning of the first book, when Robert Baratheon is at Winterfell and the Starks are holding a feast, Jon is kept away from the true-born members of his family because he's a bastard. He feasts at the very end of the table. This episode is where we first see this sense of humbleness he has because of the status of his birth. He thinks he's a nobody, and he knows he's going to the Wall, to the Night's Watch, to join a bunch of other nobodies who want to have a purpose in life. When we see Jon at the Wall, he becomes friends with a lot of these nobodies, with the exception of Sam and Jeor Mormont, who are from noble families. Moreover, with the exception of Jeor Mormont, Sam, and Maester Aemon, the more highborn and noble members of the Watch, such as Sir Alliser Thorne and Janos Slynt, despise Jon. Jon later makes sure they learn a lesson from him. Jon never thinks of himself as anyone important, he just strives to do his duty and do the right thing. This is one of the big reasons why he's gone from bastard to Lord Commander of the Night's Watch to King of the North. The third reason why Jon will be King of Westeros is found in the second season, in Daenerys' House of the Undying visions. In the House of the Undying, Daenerys walks into the Great Hall of the Red Keep to find it in ruins and covered in snow. Some people look at the snow that's on the Iron Throne literally and say, oh, Jon Snow will be king. However, I look at it in a more figurative sense. By the time Daenerys arrives in a war-torn Westeros, winter will reign. People won't care about who's ruling them as long as they get Westeros through the long night. Jon Snow is the only person who has a claim to the throne who understands the long night and the army of the dead. He's seen it at Hardhome. Tyrion, while he may be a capable ruler, doesn't understand this threat. When he was at the Wall, he told Lord Commander Mormont that he doesn't believe that White Walkers live north of the Wall. Even when Mormont tells Tyrion via Ravenscroll that there have been White Walkers sighted, he's a little spooked, saying, Mormont doesn't lie, but he is soon convinced to dismiss it. Cersei certainly doubts the White Walkers' existence even more than her brother. Baelish is too obsessed with getting the Iron Throne and being with Sansa. Daenerys is completely oblivious to the threat. In fact, we never see anyone around her mention the concept of winter. The one person who had an understanding of this threat, albeit a small one, was Stannis, and he's dead. He encouraged Sam to continue his research on how to kill White Walkers, but that was it. Bran also has first-hand experience with the White Walkers, but he's been pretty out of touch with Westeros for the past 3 seasons, since he hasn't even been there. He also doesn't show himself as a leader. Westeros will need someone with experience with this threat, and the one person they can turn to is Jon Snow. The fourth, and perhaps the most important reason, is that Jon has played the game and he's lost. Jon has now learned what not to do when he is playing the game. He knows what he has to do in order to stay alive, and he knows how to be an effective leader. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up this video. Please like it, subscribe, and let me know what you think down in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and remember, Jon Snow for the Iron Throne.